Hello, my friends. It's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. On my channel, I am going through my good midlife crisis, where I am journeying through my 40s, working oh so hard to get my poop in a group. In order to do this, I have been working on my physical, my financial, and my mental health. And today is Friday, November the 15th, and I am going to be working on my financial health journey. I am going to be budgeting out the money that you see above my head, $1,416.23, and I am going to be doing that in the app called YNAB or You Need a Budget. If you are new, welcome. So excited that you are here. Maybe you are setting up a new budget for yourself. Maybe you are getting back into budgeting after taking a break, or maybe you just love watching budgeting videos. That's cool. I do too. Um, Whatever brought you here, welcome. I'm so happy that you are here, and I hope that you stick around and find some of this useful. If you are returning, welcome back. Y'all know my drill. Um, I have this money to budget out, and we're going to be going through just a couple of categories. I don't have a lot today, and I don't have a lot to go over with y'all, like life wise. Not a whole lot happened this last week. So, for those of you who are new, I'm Becky. I talk a lot. I am 44 and a half, and I started my journey about 4 years ago to try to get my poop in a group, as I call it. Get my finances together, get my health under control, and try to work on my mental health as well. So I've been doing that. I have been making progress. Sometimes I go backwards, sometimes I go forwards, but that's because I am a human being and life happens to all of us. So let's just get into this, shall we? It's Friday. I love Fridays. I had the worst headache yesterday. Like, I actually thought it was a migraine, but I don't get migraines, so I was like, I'm not sure if this is a migraine. To those of you who do, I'm so sorry. I don't know how y'all deal with it, but I think mine's a tension headache because I've got like one of those salon paws. I don't know what they're like, the little patches, and that seems to be helping. And today I can function. Yesterday I could barely function. Today I'm managing. Um, so I am gonna have a great weekend. My plan is to like clean my house this weekend. I don't have anything really going on, but it's almost Thanksgiving. I'm hosting. It's not gonna be. It's just like my mom and my nephew. But still, I'm gonna have people in my house. I want to clean my house up before they get here. And I have to take my dog and my cat to the vet. So if you've been watching, you know I had an appointment scheduled for Tyler, my cat, on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, to take him for his second, why can't I ever remember the name of it? Leukemia shot. But they want to see Emmett too before they will prescribe him any more medications because they're concerned about his like kidneys and liver. Um, so Emmett is my dog who has bone cancer and diabetes, and so he's been on anti-inflammatories for like 2 months now, and they won't give him any more until they see him. So we have to take him up there too. So I hope that goes well. I am nervous about that one because his leg is really swollen and he hasn't put any weight on it in over a month, and I'm concerned that they're gonna. I'm just not excited about taking him up there. But that's on Tuesday. That's not today. I'm gonna enjoy my weekend. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna shrink myself up into the corner. I love that I can do this again. For those who were with me through my whole struggle with the other software that I was using where I couldn't see myself. Thanks for sticking with me through that. That was a whole thing. Okay, y'all. You'll see I have two overspent categories. One of those is a bill that comes out today, so it's not actually overspent. It actually probably won't come out today, maybe tonight. I don't know. It hasn't hit my account yet. But I have YNAB. I have it scheduled in YNAB to hit on the 15th of every month. The other one is this reimbursable that I went, Old Navy had all of their entire store off 50% off last weekend for card holders. And since I am a card holder, my nephew asked me to pick up some clothes for the boys, my two great nephews. And I did that, and he's going to pay me back. I'll probably see them at some point this weekend, give them the clothes, they'll give me the money. So this will get covered. It should be gone by the time you come back next week. But for right now, that is what that is. And then we'll go cover the bill here in just a second when we do my funding. So if you're new, welcome to YNAB. This is a digital cash stuffing app, how I manage my money, how I track my money. I plan out how I'm going to schedule everything in the Budget by Paycheck book by the Budget Mom, and that's my like budget. And then my actual, I put it in here in YNAB, um, and track what I'm spending. So every week I give myself $50 for dining out. I give myself $125 for groceries. I gave myself $15 for fun money. I did use this to go watch a movie last week, and I loved the movie. We went and watched We Live in Time, not Somewhere in Time. We Live in Time. For sure needed the tissues, but oh, that was a good movie. It was like had hilariously laugh out loud parts that I wasn't expecting. It was just a genuinely good movie. And how can you go wrong with Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield? Like it was just fantastic. Um, Ecclesial expenses. This is my church donation. This is $60 for the donation, $20 for a meal out afterwards. I did go out for a meal last week, so that got used. Coffee. I gave myself $25 every week to refill my Dutch Brothers app. I went to Dutch Brothers this morning. It says Dunkin' Donuts because this is an old koozie that I've had forever, but I promise it's Dutch Brothers that I went to. Um, Dutch Brothers make koozies. I'll buy one. Like this kind of koozie for a cup, not for a can. I don't want a can koozie. Okay, and that's it for this section. These are my ones that I fill every single week. And since this is not a paycheck week, it's not the beginning of the month, that's all that I'm going to fill in this section. The rest of these are either every paycheck, which is like my gas and my self-care, or only once a month, my pet expenses, household, YouTube, stuff like that. Um, I did have to add more to my household expenses because I had more stuff come out than I expected. So I added another $100 this week. Um, I just ended up needing more stuff than I thought I was going to. And that happens. Some months I don't spend it, some months I way overspend it. So I'm going to have to get an average. Y'all, I'm thinking I'm probably going to do a fresh start in January, come up with a plan to pay off my Amex because so when I had said a couple of weeks ago that I wasn't going to be able to pay off my Amex, I was thinking I had until February to pay it off. I forgot that I had until May to pay it off. So I do think I'm going to be able to pay it off. It's going to make things tight, but I do think I can do it. Um, so that's my plan. I'm going to just do a fresh start in January. I think I'm going to start linking some of my accounts. So in YNAB, you can link your accounts where it pulls in your transactions and you don't have to manually enter them. Um, but I do like to manually enter them. I feel like it keeps me more accountable. But I find that sometimes I forget or sometimes I'll be lazy. And it was really good at first. If you're just starting off on your YNAB journey, I definitely recommend like doing it manually. But now that I've been doing it for a couple of years, I feel like I've kind of like taken for granted that I'm going to, and I'll find that I forgot to enter some things, and so I will overspend in a category because I will have forgotten to put in a transaction. Oh, I forgot I went to Walmart and picked up those things for groceries, and now I've overspent my grocery budget. So if they were pulling in automatically, I wouldn't forget. I think it's just where I am right now. Sometimes I am super on top of entering all my transactions every single day, like before I even leave the parking lot sometimes. And then right now, lately, I just haven't been. And honestly, I think that is tied to my mental health. As I said, it is time for me to make another mental health video. I haven't yet, but I do plan to because I mean, there's nothing specific. Well, there are some specific things, but there's nothing really specific about it. It's just the time of year, the anniversary of my sister's passing. There's just a lot of stuff going on that it's just and it's a hard time for a lot of people I know. So I think that definitely affects my budgeting. And so I want to keep myself accountable and I'm thinking I will connect some accounts when I refresh or maybe right before I refresh so it transfers my balances. We'll see. We'll do that together. But for right now, this is what I have in these sections here. I am going to go down to my bills. I call these my once a month transactions because I pay them once a month. Um, so my budgets, that word was hard. My budgets go from a Friday, which is today, through a Thursday, which is next Thursday. So today is the 15th and next Thursday is the 21st. I'm going to cover all of the bills that I have between the 15th and the 21st. Anything from the 22nd on will come out of a future paycheck. So I don't have to worry about those right now. Um, in YNAB, you can do that very easily. Uh, there's this little feature right here that will tell you when you need it by. I've overspent my reimbursable expenses because I don't ever budget anything for that. But anyway, it tells you when you need it by. So right here, my Microsoft is due. It's telling me I've spent $7.57 and I only had $6.67. That's because I leave a little bit of extra money in here every month to cover my ink, my instant ink. And so there was some money in here, but I hadn't funded this one yet for this month's bill. So we'll fund that here in a second. Right here, my YouTube Premium is due. This says I need $15.14 by the 4th. That is inaccurate. I have not updated this target yet. Let's update that. Targets are how YouTube, or how YNAB knows how much money you need and by when. So I told it I needed $15.14 by the 4th. That's my old way. I did just upgrade to the family plan so that I can include both my personal YouTube channel and my you need a good midlife crisis YouTube channel. And then also other household members can use it because I think you can have up to 5 household members on this account. So I upped it. So it's an extra like $10 a month. I'm going to change this target to say I need $25. I don't know the exact amount. I'll fix this once I know. And I need it by the 17th. This is actually going to come out on the 17th. So now that will up my target. See how that changed it? Though I don't, okay, there we go. I'm like, why didn't it change the dollar amount? $25 by the 17th is now. I personally already changed the name of it to say the 17th because I don't like this view. I like this view. I don't like having all that stuff going on. That's a personal choice. YNAB knows some people like it and some people don't, so you can toggle it off and on right here, however you want. Um, I leave it off and then I put the due date in parentheses just for my own brain so I know when it's due. Um, and then the target stays here. You can still see the target over here as well. So today I'm going to fill another $10. I always put $10 a month in my OneDrive because, as I said, I leave extra money in here for printing. And this is going to be the last month I'm printing because I am going to be using the actual printed version of the Budget by Paycheck book starting in January. So I only have to print December and that's it. I'm not printing next year. So I think I can stop. Maybe I'll get like an extra couple of dollars in here just to have and leave it there because I do print. I just won't be printing a lot regularly after I print my December budget. Again, YouTube Premium, I'm going to put $25 in here to cover that bill when it is due on the 17th. My Kia Soul, this is my car. If you're new, I just bought a new car. It was not planned. It was not what I wanted to do, but my transmission was going on my old car, and it wasn't worth the money to put it in to fix. I'd already put a couple of $1,000s into my 2015 Kia Soul. It wasn't worth another $5,000. It wasn't even worth $5,000 total. So I chose to get a new car instead of fixing it. My payment is 480 something a month, and I budget $500 a month. I have still not gone in. For some reason, even though I have my bank account linked with this, with Kia, it's not, when I go to make an extra payment, it wants me to add my bank account information again. And when I tried to do it, I didn't have that on me. And so I didn't make that payment when I tried to. So this month I will make an extra $30 instead of two $15 payments. My Planet Fitness, this is my gym membership. This is $27.11 every single month. Audible, I did cancel this, so I'm going to hide this. So I had restarted my Audible membership and let it go one more time because I was listening to all the Harry Potter books, but I finished them and I don't want to have any more credits, so I'm going to hide this. That doesn't, all of the transactions that have been performed will still pull to all of my reports, my financial reports, but it's just not going to include this on my budget anymore. Um, and then I have my Mattress Firm, which is down here in the credit card section. Excuse me, this is in the wrong spot. My Mattress Firm is due on the 21st. This is a no interest loan that I took out for my mattress. It includes my purple mattress and then the adjustable base and the setup and everything that came with it. Um, I didn't realize it was a credit card when I did this. I thought it was just like a no interest loan. Turns out it's a no interest loan on a credit card. So the way YNAB does credit cards, y'all, if you have credit cards and you're not using YNAB, you are probably costing yourself money. Um, this app has saved my life when it comes to credit cards. So they treat them, they make you think of credit cards more like debit cards, where the money that you spent on this card is spent. It's not, and that may sound dumb to people who've never really struggled with credit cards, but if you have struggled with credit cards, you'll know what I mean. To me, when I swiped a credit card, that money I could pay it whenever. It's like whatever. I don't have to worry about that until 6 months, a year from now. I just make my minimum payment and I'm good. With YNAB, when you swipe your credit card, if you so I don't have any examples because I pay my cards off every Friday, but here, like PayPal, MasterCard, I have a $7.57 balance. That's because I just put something on it and hadn't cleared yet last night when I paid my cards off. So, like I said, I close out my budgets every Thursday. Every Thursday, I go in and pay all of my cards off. The exceptions are the ones that have no interest balances. Those I let go and like pay. Figure out how much I have to pay every single month to pay the balance off by the time the no interest balance expires, and then I pay it off. Um, Sometimes I get a lump sum and I'll pay it early, but right now, because of my American Express card being so high, that's not really an option. I'm working on that one. Excuse me. So, if I were to go to the HEB, which I live in Central Texas, HEB is my local grocery store. If I were to go to HEB and spend $75 at HEB, it would move that money out of my grocery budget. It would take it out of here and put it down on my HEB card to pay off my HEB card. I would no longer have that money in my budget. And to me, my brain, that helps me to realize I spent that money and now I have to pay that money. So every week I come in here and I pay my HEB card because I get extra cash back on my if I use the HEB card at HEB. So that's the card I use there. Excuse me. Anyway, credit cards are amazing in YNAB and I love them. And y'all, that's it. That's everything we have to budget. Did I put everything? Yeah, I did YouTube, Mattress Firm, Planet Fitness, Kia Soul, and OneDrive. Everything is budgeted. That leaves me $479.12 to roll to next week's budget, which I do. As I said, I'm paid biweekly, but I budget weekly. And the reason I budget weekly is again because of how my brain works. If I were to, when I get paid every 2 weeks, put $250 in this grocery budget instead of 125 on one week and 125 on the next week, I would go spend $250 in one week. And then the next week I would be like, shoot, I need groceries and I've already spent it. I know that because that's how I used to budget when I first started YNAB, and it wasn't working. So I broke it down into biweekly, and it works much better for me. But one of the great things about YNAB is that it's so customizable. You can do it however works for your brain. If you're paid once a month and you want to fill all of your categories at the beginning of the month, you can do it. If you're paid once a month and you want to fill every categories every other Tuesday, you can do it. However you want to budget, you can budget because a personal budget is personal. And if it doesn't work for your brain, it's not going to work for your life. You're not going to stick to it. There are reasons that I have categories that somebody else paying off debt may not have, like a dining out category, like a fun category. These are things like a giving category. These are things that are important to me, and I know me well enough to know that I am going to do them whether or not they are in my budget. So I'm going to put them in my budget, and that way I am prepared for them. Because if I didn't put them in my budget and I didn't give myself a limit, I would just go spend money. You know how I know that? I was 40 years old before I started budgeting. Like, seriously started budgeting, figuring out how it works for me because I was trying to stick to doing the traditional Dave Ramsey way of doing it where you cut everything out, and I'd try it and I'd stick to it for a couple of weeks and then I'd just go off the deep end and go spend $150 on a whim for nothing, for things I didn't even need because I was restricting myself. And it doesn't work for me. It's like I compare it to, I don't want to say it because I compare it to like an ED. Um, when you restrict yourself, then you're going to binge. That's how it worked for me. Um, with money. I restricted myself so long and then I would just go binge and go crazy. Um, for me, I know that the other way of budgeting works for a lot of people, and so I'm not going to tell you not to do it that way if that's how it works for you. But I have found that this way works for me very well. So this is the way I do it. Anyway, because I am paid bi-weekly but budget weekly, sometimes I have money left over. A lot of times I have money left over in my budget. This is all calculated into my overall monthly budget, so I do have a plan for this money. The point of YNAB is to give every dollar a job. The job of these dollars is to be part of next week's budget. So I have a category at the bottom called next week. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to move that 479, that is not 479, 479.12 to next week. All of my money is assigned. Every dollar has a job. Everything that I need to pay before I get paid again has been covered, and I am good to go. I do also have some savings down here that I'm saving up for. So this money is not all of the money that I had in my account. It's just all of the money that I needed to assign a job to. So this is how my week looks. If this looks interesting to y'all and you want to try out YNAB, there is a link in my description box down below where you can get a 34-day free trial. You don't put any credit card information in, you just set up your budget, try to see how it works for you. There's a learning curve if you're coming from another type of budgeting, and they recognize that, which is why they give you so long to get used to it. At the end of that 34 days, if you've decided you like it and you want to keep it, subscribe for a year, when you do that, you'll get an additional 30 days for free, and then they'll also send me 30 days for free. So you'll get 64 days for free. I'll get 30 days for free. And everybody has a budget that hopefully makes their life a little bit easier, especially this stressful time of year when you're trying to cover holiday food and presents and travel and all of the things that come with the holiday season. All right, y'all. It's 7:30. I'm going to go get ready for work. I hope y'all have a fantastic day and a wonderful weekend. Do you have anything fun planned? Have you seen We Live in Time? What did you think? Okay, y'all. I love you, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.